Alrighty, so I thought it'd be about time that I talk a little bit about this remote identification proposal that the FAA dropped on us the day after Christmas. I wanted to give it a little bit of time before I talked about it because I wanted to do some research, read some of the documents, also take in some of the opinions and thoughts from my fellow creators that this is potentially going to affect. So with that being said, today I'm going to talk about what I think about this and what it means for the future of this hobby. And before I get too far ahead of things, I just want you to know that nothing is set in stone, and I don't think this is the end of the hobby, but I think it's going to complicate things. Stick around.
Dread it, run from it, destiny arrives all the same.
What's good? Welcome back everybody, OriginaldoBo. And if you're here, you already know that I do drone and tech related content. So if you haven't already, you've been back here a few times, hit that subscribe button before you leave. So the FAA dropped what I feel is sort of the biggest FU the day after Christmas. There's nothing like little Johnny waking up, unwrapping his brand new drone, and then Uncle FAA just saying, well, Johnny, in a couple of years, you're not gonna be able to use that. Your parents blew $2,000 on a Mavic 2 Pro with a smart controller. They also bought you a hard shell case that's waterproof. That sucks. That sucks to wake up and find out that this new hobby that you probably just discovered on Christmas Day could potentially be very, very limited in the coming years, and that the drones that we have now, that we've had for several years, won't be able to be used, but in a confined space. So what is the remote identification proposal? Well, basically, it states that anything that flies as an aircraft or RC will have to self-identify itself, basically give information on altitude, location, and basically whatever it is that you're doing. Personally, and I'm not going to wait till the end to voice my opinions, I think that's a pretty big violation of privacy in a sense. However, I do understand why they are doing that, but still, I feel like the data could be, somewhat anonymous. You don't need the pilot's name and all that information without incident. There's still a lot of question marks with this whole deal, but regardless, we do need to voice our opinions. They are opening up a comment window of 60 days where we can let them know what we think about this. I encourage everybody, I'll have a link down below, to go voice your opinion and concern about this. Now, I'm not going to go into super detail on this. If you want to see a super detailed, very well put together video, go check out Russ from 51 Drones. He does a great job explaining this, and apparently had a lot of time on his hands to read 319 pages, which I don't. I have ADD, and wait, what am I doing? Oh, I was making a video. And yeah, so he put a lot of time and effort in research and all this. So if you have a drone currently today, those, according to this new proposal, would not be compliant with the FAA remote ID because it's not transmitting any information. Now, there's going to be two types of transmissions, which is limited and standard. Limited will only allow you to fly up to 400 feet away from your ground station, which if you're unique, that's not going to be a problem. You can't fly past 400 feet. So, hey, now you can compete with DJI. But for everything else, you would be able to use the standard, which requires an internet connection. I don't know how they're necessarily going to do this, but essentially you would be transmitting and receiving information from my understanding and reading this docket. Now, they've sort of tasked third parties with this, and I say tasked, nobody's stepped up to the plate as of yet, but I'm seeing dollar signs on a couple of different people's eyes when they're thinking about how this is going to happen. Just like with any hobby, there's money to be made, and now with a new restriction that would require a subscription to a service for us to fly would mean even more money, and it would almost force you into a subscription if that does come down to it. Now, they're talking about this 18 months down the road, which is almost essentially 3 years from today is when all this is going to take place. So should you worry now? Well, the short answer is no. I don't think there's anything to worry about at the moment if you just bought a drone and you discovered the hobby, but we do need to make sure that this is sort of solidified in the next couple of years as a fair rule. I think there could be a happy medium. And I also took the time to read through some of the comments on Russ's videos, And it seemingly would be that most of you believe that this rule came into effect because people not following the rules. I promise you that even if we were all law-abiding pilots, which most of us are, the grand majority of us do follow the rules, that this would have still happened because it has nothing to do with somebody breaking the rules. This has to do with big corporations and logistics and wanting to simplify their business process. So whether or not we all follow the rules or not, this would have still eventually have happened because I guess it's sort of hard to explain. Like if you think about how we drive our cars, there's roadways, there's paths that we follow. And the government knows that we're going to follow those paths. But with the airspace, it's a three-dimensional environment that you can move forwards, backwards, lateral, any which way you want. The only way to describe it, well, would be like Willy Wonka telling Charlie how his elevator worked. That it's, you know, the Wonkavator, it's not the same as a normal elevator that just goes up and down. And because of that, they have to find a way to track this traffic that's going to be, you know, encompassing this area. You're gonna have Amazon, UPS, FedEx, anybody who delivers anything, and potentially even, you know, passenger traffic at some point. So they wanna make sure that they can secure airspace. I just think they need to define it a little clearer and understand that if you're dealing with drones and you're making this technology as safe and as smart as it is, I think you can strike a happy medium. Now, of course, there are some gray areas with all this because you have guys that are into FPV and they're making homebrews of drones, which sort of are the outliers of all this. And I don't really know where they will fall into play with all this. But again, I wouldn't stress about it now. This is nowhere near the end of the hobby by any stretch of the imagination. If you guys want to read this docket in its entirety, I would say start with page 7 because that's sort of where the meat and potatoes of all this really starts. But yeah, it's sort of a bummer, but we knew it was coming. I just didn't think they were going to drop it after the happiest day on earth. I just, son of a bitch. I mean, what are you doing, guys? So yeah, those are my thoughts on this. I think we need to be patient. I think we need to be calm, cool, and collected. Voice our concerns and then just see how this plays out. Because as of right now, nothing is set in stone. This is only a proposal that they're going to draft in, let's say, 60 days. They're basically going to take this to a docket and see what, you know, I guess, amendments they would make to this, if any at all. But we'll have to also see how people implement these receivers to communicate data, and it's supposed to be a third party. So there's a lot of unknowns, a lot of question marks, and this won't be the only video that you see from other people as this progresses, because as we get more information, we'll go ahead and update all of you as to what changes are in effect. But anyways, that's gonna do it for this video. If you have any questions, comments, or want to add anything to this conversation, I'll be in the comments section below. Let's try to keep this from becoming a dumpster fire and stop pointing fingers. The drone community loves to point fingers, but keep your finger to yourself. And if you are going to point, let's do a good old Disney 2-finger, because that's how they do it. That's polite. I'm like, if I point it like this is like, hey, you, but if I do it like this, it's like, I don't know. He seems like a nice guy. He's using 2 fingers, you know, but then if you did this,